Let's be honest, growing up as kids, each one of us at one point of our lives wanted a dreamy wedding, not less than a fairy tale. The glass chandeliers on the rooftop, the glossy wedding dress, and a perfect bride or groom. Wish we could have it all. But such weddings require an equally fat bank account as well, don't it? Watch the video till the end to find out how much this close to fairy tale Bennifer wedding cost the megastars, and was it even worth it or not? Weddings are always special, be it the first time or a hasty second time, just like the infamous J-Lo and on-screen Batman's dream wedding. The two old flames reunited after a good 18 years staying apart. Keeping in view how the two previously called off their engagement like a bolt from the blue, even after getting back together, fans highly suspected if the Bennifer relationship could ever reach their destination or not. But proving everyone wrong, Lopez and Affleck wasted no time and immediately got hitched to one another even before the paparazzi could predict it. Well, we all are well acquainted with the interference of paparazzi into their weddings, as it was a teeny tiny reason behind their abrupt breakup back then as well. But now that Jennifer and Ben have had their nearly perfect wedding, they could care less about what the world thinks of them. We mean, how could someone not get even a little bit jealous after seeing the real-life fairy tale wedding ceremony the two had in Las Vegas? So without any further ado, let's find out each and every detail surrounding the much-awaited Bennifer wedding from stern to stern. Make sure you watch the video till the end to find out what was that one thing that had to be changed the very last minute, almost infuriating the priest. What could be a more perfect destination for a dreamy wedding than a dreamland itself? Well, Vegas is exactly their dreamland, as it has the most iconic chapels out of the world sceneries and a certified Las Vegas marriage license, which is always exciting, isn't it? Well, Las Vegas properly hosts marriages during later July itself, as the sun is at its brightest, but the heat is at its lowest at this time. Although a big fat budget is always welcomed if you are planning a special day here. Well, even though what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas is appropriate almost 99% of the times, we got to give the rest 1% to the unreal ceremony of Jennifer Lopez's and Ben Affleck's much-awaited wedding. In an interview with Rolling Stone back in 2021, Jennifer Lopez revealed how she had planned it all out already and just execution was left. By the time they released their extremely dreamy photographs freshly from the stage of ceremony, we could proudly say that Jennifer's planning and execution were exactly in line as she walked down the aisle towards her husband standing on the altar with a white suit. She had almost tears in her eyes, which could be clearly seen from the photographs. Not just Jennifer, but Ben Affleck's eyes also welled up a little bit as soon as he saw his dream bride walking towards him in an utterly perfect dress one could only imagine. Celebrity weddings are always hyped up because they have their own fan bases following their each and every footsteps. Well, the dream come true nuptial was extremely well received by the fans who were waiting their hearts out for this golden day ever since Jennifer's and Affleck's reunion stories started flooding around on the internet. Not just Lopez and Affleck, but the other A-list celebrities have chosen Vegas as their perfect destination wedding as well, including Britney Spears, Kim Kardashian West, and Beyoncé as well. What could be more exciting than standing on the same altar as these Hollywood biggies, isn't it? As we said, each wedding is equally important and special to the people involved in it. But this much-awaited marriage ceremony is something beyond that. Wait till you hear this destination getaway. That too, including just close friends and families, cost about $400,000 to the couple. Keep watching the video to know the other tiny details as well. Just like a lot of you might already know, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck became an item not now but several years ago. They met each other for the first time on the sets of Geely, a gangster movie where Ben Affleck fell for Jennifer at the very first sight itself. But unfortunately, Jennifer was married at that time. When pictures leaked from the sets of Geely portraying the two cozying up, fans were infuriated as they thought Jennifer was romantically involved with Affleck even after having a husband to herself. But to clear the air out in an interview much months later, Ben revealed that at the time there was nothing other than pure and unfiltered friendship. He stated in the same interview that Jennifer found a true friend in him, although he was already in love but could not do much about it. But from his end, he always wanted her to stay happy with whomever she wants to be with. At that time, Ben realized how actually staying in love feels like. Affleck's dreams absolutely came true after his dream girl divorced her ex-husband and was madly in love with him now. Although Jennifer refrains herself from commenting on her romantic personal life, but at that time, during 2001 to 2003, she could not keep her happiness to herself and spoke about Ben openly to the media. She stated in a 2022 interview that this time she was absolutely sure about him and that their relationship was not heading towards a dead end. From the public statement released by Jennifer, fans were quick to predict their big fat wedding upcoming in few years. Even though their first movie together, Geely, flopped miserably at the box office, that did not stop Ben from finally putting a ring on 2002 itself. Yet, they were even quick to announce their much-awaited wedding in 2003. The altar was already set, the priest was called upon, and the outfits were decided, but due to some reasons, the wedding was suddenly postponed. Ben revealed few days later that the paparazzi got a hold of their secret location of the wedding. But them, on the other hand, wanted it to be more of a personal and private celebration. Hence, they decided to postpone their wedding. Well, you might have known till now that this postponed task was never completed at all. After leaving their fans hanging, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez decided to call it off. And this wasn't much of a shocker to the public, as the tabloids had already predicted it. Right after their almost accomplished wedding was abruptly called off, the headlines were flooded with Ben Affleck cheating on Lopez after he was spotted in a strip club messing around with other girls. None of the two ever clarified on the same, but soon Ben Affleck attending award shows and red carpet ceremonies all alone. Hence, people had already predicted that everything was not alright between the A-list couple of Hollywood. Although their second movie together did pretty much good on the box office, but the two were not even promoting the film together. So the tension between them was quite evident. Without wasting much time, Jennifer decided to move on with her life and got married soon, a few days later itself. Affleck was not much behind, as he got hitched with Jennifer Garner on the other hand by the end of 2005. Until now, fans hadn't even recovered from their nasty, abrupt breakup yet. In the 18 years that the two stayed away, they had already changed multiple partners and divorced them, had children from them, but couldn't keep each other's names out of their mouths at all. In 2010, during Jennifer Lopez's release of her documentary, she publicly stated how she experienced real heartbreak for the first time when she realized that Ben and her were not together anymore. But as they say, destiny always plays its cards right, so the wheel of fate turned again, and Jennifer and Ben Affleck were a couple once again in 2021. Exactly 20 years after their first movie had released, they realized they still hadn't gotten over each other. But this time, without any second thoughts, the wedding was always on their minds. A lot of news speculated this time around as well of the two not having a smooth life, owing to their busy schedules and the involvement of children, but they shut everybody's mouth after getting married to each other in Vegas in 2022 August itself. While it's safe to say that the die-hard Bennifer fans had to wait almost 20 years for their idols to get married to each other. But trust us, that wait was worth it once the pictures were released from the private ceremony. In a post-wedding written interview, Jennifer wrote about their perfect wedding, and she couldn't believe her eyes as she walked down the aisle to her husband and true love Ben. She even wrote how, along with feeling happy, she was a little emotional as the weight from the past had finally lifted up. She remembered that it rained every 6 days during the end of July when their wedding was set to happen. But on exactly 6:45, the sun broke free. The entire place was lighted up with happy rays and the sky was suddenly cleared. She had appointed Mark Cohn to sing few chords for her husband, and that was hands down the best part. Speaking about their past breakup, Jennifer said even though they have different lives now, but she realized how immature they were to call it off when they had everything at their feet. Now that they literally had to fight against the world to stay together, everything seems even more worth it. She considers Affleck as the only man she would fight to be with. Jokingly, she mentioned how she felt like early 20s once again as she walked down the aisle. Hence, she finished her writing by saying that age is just a number, which she has now experienced. The $400,000 worth wedding in Las Vegas just took a personal ceremony for their close families and friends. The high turtleneck Ralph Lauren wedding dress with the longest veil she had ever worn over her 3 marriages seemed heavier than usual. Ben Affleck, on the other hand, could not keep his eyes dry even once. The wedding altar was prepared in a Georgia resort facing the beach. It had everything a guest could desire: perfect dining, firecrackers, and plenty of beautiful sights. Though that one thing that Jennifer changed at the last minute was that before she wanted to keep their wedding casual and fun. Hence, she wasn't supposed to say "I do" on the altar. But as soon as the wedding began, she couldn't contain herself from saying "I do" straight from her heart, which was a last-minute change of plans. She remembers the priest was a little infuriated as they had different things planned, but who keeps account once the waiting is over, right? Do comment down below what are your favorite picks from the entire Bennifer marriage and what are the changes you wished they had made. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Last but not the least, hit the bell icon to never miss a single update from our channel.